Morning, YouTube friends. This is Jim. Thank you for visiting my channel, Off-Grid Living with the Bennetts. Well, I got a problem with my snowblower. I'll go get it, and we'll look at it together. You wait right there. All right. I'll start it up. You tell me if you can see what the problem is. Let me just adjust this for you. There we go. Okay. Choke. Turn on. Oh, prime it. Well, there. Don't know if you, if I was running, whether it was going because of the other, but if it was, it's not going to go once you get into the snow. So, what the problem was, there's a pin in here that's broke. What that pin's called is called a shear pin. Now, a shear pin, basically, it's just a little bolt. Let me take a look at it. It's just a little bolt with a nut on the end. Now, these things cost more than a regular bolt, but if you look at it real close, you'll see a groove right there. A little groove right there. What that groove is for is so that can break. So what you're doing is you're buying something that you know is going to break. Now, this bolt goes through the shaft. Now you'll say, why do you have a bolt that goes through the shaft that you know is going to break? Well, it's because, let me just adjust this again. Because what you've got right here is a bunch of gears. And what I did is I was running the snowblower and I hit a rock. And the rock went in here, got pinched, and once it got pinched, it broke that pin. That pin is designed to break. This is made for that pin to break. And the reason you want that to break, because if it doesn't break, you got your gears in here that will break. So, the thing is, you hit a rock, the pin breaks, the gears don't break. Now there's one on this side as well. You can see it right here. You just see the tip of it. Now what happens is once that breaks, then you got one half your auger that's not working. Now, you can't really run the auger with half of it not working. I mean, if you're just finishing up a job, maybe you can. But now you're going to work a lot harder to get your snow done. Now, when that broke on me, which was a week or so ago, I was out of town. I was just finishing up, so it didn't bother me that it broke. I just put it away, and today I fixed it. Today I'm going to fix it because I'm doing my snow. Now, the guys that sell chainsaws and snow blowers and all kinds of small equipment, they love it when that breaks, because a lot of people don't know how to fix that. Once you fix it once, you never have a problem fixing it again. So I had a buddy of mine, his pin broke, and he was going to send his machine in to get fixed. So he called me up. I said, oh yeah, I'll come over and fix that for you. So what happened with his machine is when it broke, the nut broke off, and the other end broke off, and all he had left was this little shaft that was in that shaft there. And so he couldn't find the hole. So what I did was I just spun the auger a little bit, just kept tapping a punch with a hammer until all of a sudden it moved, because you can't see it in there. If it breaks, it's inside. Normally what happens is when it breaks and then the pin falls out and you got a nice opening hole there. But yeah, the guys in the shop love it, because what happens is you drop your machine off, because this is broke, they wheel it in the back room, they put this $2 nut and bolt in, they charge you an hour's labor, maybe a half an hour's labor if you got a good shop, and depending on what the shop rate is, you end up paying for that. Now, for older people, it's even worse, because older people sometimes don't have a way of transporting their snowblower. So then they come and pick it up. And they say it's free pickup to get fixed, but really, it all works into the price you're going to pay. So, I'm going to fix mine, and we'll just see what's involved. What I need a punch, I need a hammer. I had one here somewhere. I need a couple of wrenches. I'm using 11 mils. 11 mils and a 7/16. Take your choice, they both will work. And then, of course, the nut and bolt. So, I'm going to show you just what's involved with fixing this thing and how long it's going to take. You can start timing me anytime. First of all, you get your hammer and you try to find out. You got to pound that thing out. Oh, there, it just fell out. So my bolt broke off, the same thing. The whole entire thing sheared off. The nut fell off, and the other end fell off, and the pin was stuck in the shaft. So I used my punch, I pushed it out. Now I get my bolt. Put it in. Done. Okay. That's all there was to it. Now, if you buy a lot of stuff and you're at the same shop all the time, a lot of times they might just do it for free. Or they might charge you half an hour for doing that, or they might charge you an hour. You're going to charge you for picking your machine up and dropping it off. Basically, you need a couple of wrenches, or a socket and a wrench, even a pair of pliers and a wrench. You need a punch, you need a hammer, and you need 5 minutes of time. When I buy a snow blower, I always find out exactly what size shear pin I need, and I always buy extras. When I bought this machine, it came with 2 shear pins. I bought a few extras. This is the first time I broke a shear pin. They do break. I mean, they break. You hit a rock and it gets caught in there. Or you hit some ice. A thick piece of ice will break a shear pin. But like I say, it's better to break a shear pin than to break those gears in the middle. So never ever go out and buy a bolt. If you buy just a regular bolt, when the day comes and you hit that piece of ice, or you get that rock caught in there, your bolt's not going to break. What's going to happen is you're going to take out the gears in the center, and you don't want to do that. Always use a shear pin. No exceptions. Best of all, best thing to do is when you buy a machine, buy some extra shear pins. I think there was a spot on one of my machines. Oh, here it is. There you go. Right here. Yeah. Right there.